My name to discuss the continuity of the function f of x is equal to x minus 3 absolute at a point x is equal to 3. First, according to the definition of the absolute, x absolute is equal to x when x is greater than or equal to 0. When this value x is greater than or equal to 0 and the value of x of the function x absolute, this is a function f of x is equal to x absolute, will be calculated from minus x when the value of x is negative. According to this definition, when we replace x by x minus 3, then x minus 3 will be calculated from x minus 3 when x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 0, and the value of x minus 3 absolute will be calculated from minus 1 multiplied by x minus 3 when x minus 3 is less than 0, according to the above standard definition. Now, when x minus 3 is greater than 0, x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 0, add 3 with both sides, x is greater than or equal to 0. Therefore, for this function x, for the function g of x is equal to x minus 3 absolute when the value of x is greater than or equal to 3. From x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 0, we write the value of the variable when x is greater than or equal to 3. The g of x is calculated from x minus 3. According to the above definition, that is when the interval is x is greater than or equal to 3, the value of the function f of x is equal to x minus 3 absolute is calculated from x minus 3. And when the interval x minus 3 is less than 0, implies that x is less than 3. When the variable when the value of the variable x is less than 3, then the value of the function x minus 3 absolute will be calculated from minus 1 multiplied by x minus 3. So according to x minus 3 is less than 0 is also equal to x is less than 3. When the value of the variable x is less than 3, then the value of the function x minus 3 absolute will be calculated from minus 1 multiplied by x minus 3. And we have to calculate the continuity of the given function at point x is equal to 3. Now, the interval of calculation for the given function is clear. That is, when the value of x is equal to the value of x is equal to 3 or greater than 3, then the x minus 3 absolute is a function f of x is will be calculated from x minus 3. And when the value of x is less than 0, that is these all values which are less than 3, then in this case the value of the function f of x will be calculated from minus 1 multiplied by x minus 3. To check the first one condition at a point 3 is contained in this interval, and for this interval the value of the function f of x will be calculated from x minus 3. Therefore, when we substitute x is equal to 3, the value of the function will be equal to 3 minus 3 is equal to 0, and 0 is a real number on y-axis. Therefore, we can say that the function f of x is defined at a point x is equal to 3. Put x is equal to 3 minus h as x into 3. Replace x by 3 minus h. 3 minus h into 3. Subtract 3 from both sides. We have minus h 10 to 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. Multiply by minus 1, which is equal to h 10 to 0. Therefore, the left hand limit of the function f of x at a point x is equal to 3 is equal to replace x 10 to 3 by h 10 to 0, and this limiting value is the left hand side of the neighborhood of a point 3, which is indicated by the negative symbol, this symbol. And f of x, replace x by 3 minus h, limit h tend to 0, f of 3 minus h. And for this function, this point is the point of the left hand side of the neighborhood of a point 3, which is less than 3. And for the left hand side for the point of the left hand side of the neighborhood of a point 3 is in the form of 3 minus h. And for these points, the function is the value of the function f of x is calculated from -1 multiplied by x minus 3. When we replace x by 3 minus h, which is equal to -1 multiplied by 3 minus h minus 3. Cancel 3 with 3. The simplest form of this function is equal to h, and apply limit which n tend to 0. The result is equal to 0, which is not equal to plus or minus infinity. That is, the left hand limit of the function at a point 3 is exist, n is equal to 0, which is not equal to plus or minus infinity as calculated. Now, to bound the function f of x to the right side points of the neighborhood of a point 3, the right side points of the neighborhood of a point 3 are in the form of 3 plus h. Therefore, we put x is equal to 3 plus h. As x tends to 3, replace x by 3 plus h. 3 plus h tends to 3, h tends to 3 minus 3, that is h tends to 0. That is, limit f of x when x tends to 3 is equal to limit f of 3 plus h, replace x by 3 plus h, as h tend to 0 through the right side points of the neighborhood of a point 3. And these points are greater than 3, which are the points of this interval. And for this interval, the function is equal to the value of the function is calculated from x minus 3. Therefore, replace x by 3 plus h, which is equal to 3 plus h minus 3. And after the simplification, limit h tend to 0 through positive side of h, apply limit. The limiting value of this function is equal to 0, which is not equal to plus or minus infinity. That is, the right hand limit of the function at a point 3 is exist and is equal to 0, which is not equal to plus or minus infinity. That is exist. Now, left hand limit of the function is exist and is equal to 0, and right hand limit of the function is exist and is equal to 0. The condition between the left hand limit and the right hand limit of the function is the condition of equality. Therefore, we can decide that the limit of the function f of x at a point x is equal to 3 is exist and is equal to 0. Now, the limit of the function at a point x is equal to 3 is equal to 0, and the value of the function at point 3 is also equal to 0, and the condition between these two quantities is the condition of equality. That is, the limit of the function at point 3 is equal to value of the function at point 3. Therefore, we can decide that the function f of x is equal to x minus 3 absolute is continuous at a point x is equal to 3.